Welcome to another episode of Best Tools, Good Tools. My name is Frank Macaluso. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Unity UT210E. It is a multimeter, it's a multifunction multimeter. It measures voltage, current, non-contact voltage. It's got clamp, it's got awesome. All right, so stick around guys, you don't want to miss this one. I'll demonstrate how this thing works and the benefits to a normal multimeter. Okay guys, this is the Unity 210E. This is one of my favorite tools in the shop, and the reason is because it is so versatile. It does so much that that I don't really have. I actually replaced all of my other electrical measurement instruments, except of course my scope and my function generator. Here you have this is like a select wheel, and you can go and select voltage. It does AC RMS. It does DC voltage. Okay, so it measures both AC and DC voltage. Here, this function here is for resistance or continuity. So if you wanted to measure continuity, you just put these two together. Actually, that's continuity. And then, which is a really useful tool to have when you're in the garage and you're measuring to see if a wire has a break in it or corrosion. And it also measures a diode. That's what that means there. That means diode. And it also measures capacitance as well in farads, in actual farads. This here is NF, means nanofarads. Here, so you have this setting, this one, and this is what measures your AC current. You have three different settings. You have the 2 amp setting, you have the 20 amp setting, and then you have the 100 amp setting. And this, you can measure current either by putting it in line with a circuit, right? That's how you measure current, is when you break the circuit and you put this in line with the circuit. That measures your current. And you can measure AC, DC, right? So you can measure all different types of current. I mean, that's only voltage, but you can measure current by using the probes. But you can also measure current by clamping onto a wire. And this is what I love so much about this multimeter that really sets it apart from everything else, is that you can literally clamp on to any wire you want, and you can measure the current. Now, you can do this with AC current, you can do it with DC current. Now, you can't clamp onto a wire like this, right? So if I want to measure the current that this light is supplying, it will actually tell me 0. And the reason it's telling me 0 is because it's measuring the current of the positive wire going out and also the wire coming back. So it's literally neutralized completely. So whenever you measure current, you always want to measure one wire only and get the actual reading from that. So let's take a look at an example here on the E30, my E30, and we can see how to actually use this in application. Okay, I got my setting here to about 2 amps. We'll start there, and it defaults to AC RMS. It's not measuring AC voltage, it's going to be measuring DC. But we're going to be measuring current. So I have 2 power wires here on this E30, and they're both going down to power the DME. I have the car on, so if I were to clamp this onto this positive wire that's powering the main relay to the DME, I should expect to see some sort of a power reading. So you clamp it on, and yes, it is reading about 0.17 amps. And what about this guy here? This one here is reading about 0.5. So if I were to put them both together, I would expect to see probably around 0.6 or 0.7. Yeah, there it is, right? So it's kind of measuring all the current in these positive wires, right? So this is really handy for understanding measuring headlight. You know, headlights actually taking up about 10 amps, and anything else. You can also see if you have a current draw in your system by measuring when your car is off at the main battery terminal, right? If you have a current draw, then you go from the main battery terminal to where that terminal is going elsewhere to the car, the fuse box, the DME, other places, and see if there's current draws there. And if there are, you need to figure out why, right? So that's a really great way to figure out a current draw in the system. Now let's take a look at voltage. Okay, similarly to current, we got voltage. You got AC voltage or DC voltage. So now we know that this is a 12-volt system, so we can measure from the positive terminal to any negative line on the car or ground, and you know we're getting approximately 12, 13 volts. Let me get a better signal here, right? So you know we're getting anywhere between 12 and 13 volts. That's how you measure voltage, anywhere from positive or to your ground, and that'll give you 12 volts. And then finally, something that I didn't talk about earlier in the intro is that there is a non-contact voltage setting on this, which is really cool because for you guys who work on your houses a lot and you want to figure out if there's actually a live wire in your house by your outlet or anything else that you're working on, you can actually set this to NCV, non-contact voltage setting, and you can literally put it up against your outlet. And if it beeps, that means you actually have power. It's a live circuit, so you want to stay away from it. This is really cool. Really cool little tool to have to set it up and you understand exactly what it does. Very, very useful tool. Guys, that just about does it for me on this Best Tools, Good Tools episode for the UT210E multimeter clamp-on. It's about $40 from Amazon or eBay. You can get it anywhere. It's really easy to acquire and very, very useful in your shop. Guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I got a lot of cool content on this channel, and I'd love to continue to share it with you guys. Take it easy, guys. It's really good to meet you. Nice to talk to you. Thank you so much. I am out of here.